Your children can own shares of Disney, Coca-Cola, and even Tesla. We're going to discuss all of this today on My Stash Journey. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of My Stash Journey, episode number 4. And today we're going to go over the custodial account feature on the Stash app. And if you're not aware, that is basically an ability to buy shares of stock for your children, and when they become of age, those stocks will be theirs. But before we get started, I need to make a reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice, and anything taken from this video today is for entertainment purposes only. All right, so let's get going. So the Stash Custodial account is an ability for an adult who is legally able to buy stock, will be able to buy stock for their children. That way, when the child grows to be 18 or older, the account can be transferred to their name. Well, I might as well say the account is already in their name because you have to use their Social Security to sign up. So basically, when they get old enough, the money's theirs, but you're just managing it until that time. All right, so last Christmas, I wanted to give something a little different to the kids, and instead of buying a bunch of toys that they would eventually grow out of, I ended up buying them shares of Disney on the Stash app, and also shares of ticker symbol AOA, which is iShares Core Aggressive Allocation ETF, which the Stash app has rebranded into the name of Long-Term Mix. So basically, it's an ETF full of other ETFs. So if that's not diversified, then nothing is. So the reason I bought Disney is because, well, it's Disney, and the kids thought it was really cool to own shares of Disney, being a part ownership of such a big corporation. And the reason I did the side investment of the iShares Core Aggressive Allocation is because I wanted something that kept them well diversified while they grew up. And so when they did receive those shares, more than likely that money would grow exponentially over time. Now that's what I chose for my kids, but by all means you can choose anything on the Stash app that you would like to invest in for your child's future. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's get into how you set up your kids' custodial account. Now I wasn't able to find any pictures of the sign up process, and I can't sign my kids up again because they already have an account, so I'm not able to show you on the screen. But luckily Stash is super user friendly, and from my knowledge, the way I remember signing them up is you type in their name, their date of birth, then it will go to another screen asking for their Social Security. Once you type that in, you'll hit submit. And I can't remember if I was able to select the stocks right then, or I had to wait for them to send me an email back stating that they had reviewed the account and approved it. And then I was able to go in to select stocks and ETFs. I can't remember that exact process, but Stash is super great about keeping you informed and up to date on the progress and process of the application. And it was super fast. I think it was like no more than 2 days I got an email back from them saying that the accounts were approved, and I was able to start investing. So now I'm going to go over 5 things for you to consider before opening a custodial account for your children. Number 1, any adult can open a custodial account for a child. That means a parent, grandparent, aunt, or uncle. You'll need some basic information, however, including the child's name, date of birth, and Social Security. So we just went over that earlier. Number 2, the assets belong to the child. Any securities or funds transferred into the custodial account immediately become the property of the minor. However, the custodian has the sole responsibility of managing the assets until the beneficiary becomes an adult and the custodial relationship concludes. Number 3, a custodian can take cash out of the account at any time. However, those funds must be used to benefit the minor according to Section 14A of the Uniform Transfers to Minors Act, which establishes the legal framework for custodial accounts. Number 4, the account may be subject to taxes. The custodian can put up to $15,000 into the account annually without triggering the gift tax for 2018. For married couples, the amount is $30,000. The gift tax is a federal tax on any transfer of assets from one person to another that exceeds those amounts. The first $1,050 of income or capital gains from the account is not taxed annually. After that, it is taxed at the child's rate, generally between 10% to 15%. Any amount over $2,100 is then taxed at the custodian's higher individual income tax rate, according to the most recent information from the IRS. It's always best to consult with a professional tax advisor to discuss tax considerations. Number 5, financial aid considerations. A custodial account counts as an asset for the beneficiary and can affect the ability of your child to get financial aid, potentially reducing the amount of assistance they receive. Like any investment account that holds stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and other securities, the value can rise and fall depending on market conditions. Now, I know some of that can get pretty overwhelming, talking about taxes and financial aid considerations for your child's future. But to me, the pros outweigh the cons in this situation. I think it's more important for your kid to have their own brokerage account when they are of legal age versus not having anything and not growing compound interest over time. Now, obviously, if your kid doesn't want to keep a brokerage account when they turn 18, they can definitely cash out that balance and put it into their bank account or savings account if they don't feel like maintaining a brokerage account. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video today. It was already getting kind of long, but I'll just encourage you to go onto the Stash website, do your own research on it. It's super interesting. I got 3 kids of my own, so they have 3 different brokerage accounts, and so like I said earlier, they bought Disney and the long-term mix, which is an iShares ETF. So it's a combination of a bunch of different ETFs. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos, and also smash the like button for me. That definitely helps. Oh, also a quick plug in here. If you would like to receive $5 free cash to start your Stash investment account, please click the link below in the description and during the sign-up process, and they will give you $5 free to start your investment journey. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Yeah.